Who are some exposed frauds that still have a following despite being debunked? Often somewhat harmless, but in the academic world, there are lots of quasi-frauds, who portray or perpetuate images of being SMEs, yet lack any SM authority from the perspective of any reasonable consensus, other than their social prowess. It's concerningly easy to PRSE your way into becoming an SME, without the backing of others in your supposed field. That's often because those in academic circles do not meld well with your average non-academics, generally because they are socially abrasive and contained in their own bubbles. It's a hard issue to solve. Why, those precious backers, Tim and Tammy. Bless their hearts. That blessed PTL and the whole 700 Club cult members that continue to follow scripture to the bank. The Vatican sure hates competition. Oh, speaking of which. Tee. I could go on, but I don't have time for grifters. Derek Akora, the medium who turned out to be an Excel liar, don't they all? It really is funny how he was found out. If you don't know, look at his wiki page. Even after he was outed as a fraud, he still practiced as a medium and even appeared on TV doing a seance to contact Michael Jackson. As of 2020, he has passed off this mortal coil, and found out what really was awaiting us all. But people still think he was something special. Jordan Peterson, a well-spoken asshole who lies and argues in bad faith as much as Trump. He uses a few basic self-help tips as gateway drug, but I genuinely believe he's a dangerous anti-climate science grifter, with some weird opinions about women. People are charmed by his delusional self-confidence. He makes the world feel simple and safe. Andrew Wakefield, who was trying to get his own vaccine approved, so tried to make it look like another vaccine was the problem, did research without getting proper consent, falsified results, and so on. He's become the darling of the vaccines cause autism crowd, even though his behavior was so egregious that he lost his medical license. Pretty much all MLMs. The business model has been proven not to work for 99% of people, but man, those companies are great at gaslighting, brainwashing their consultants. There's also zero qualifications other than putting in some money, so it's attractive to people who'd have a hard time getting a traditional job for whatever reason. Old Muskie had demonstrated time and time again that he just runs his mouth and throws money at things. Yet people still herald him as a great innovator. More exposed with his laughable software and marketing decisions after buying X, formerly Twitter. Russell Brand. Accused of rape and having a thing for 16-year-old girls. Become a McGarrett-Lane grifter and world-class conspiracy theorist. New legal case of sexual abuse on film set, says he was drunk. He claims to have been sober for years. The Fox sisters. The founders of the spiritualism movement. Margaretta Fox ultimately revealed it was all a hoax, complete with revealing their methods, but somehow they are still viewed as idols by spiritualists and mediums. American hospital billing. The minute you ask for an itemized receipt and breakdown, they start removing charges left and right and the bill gets reduced by 30, added American. Uri Geller was infamously exposed for his trickery, but for whatever reason the man is still around in the ESP UFO fraud circuit trying to bilk suckers from their money. All American politicians. I can't believe anyone believes any of these people anymore. They only care about your vote and then abandon you once in office. Healing rocks or crystals or whatever they are called. This crystal when exposed to moonlight can balance your mood and blah blah blah. Such bullshit. Uri Geller. He still to this day claims he has mystical powers and won't admit he's just doing magic tricks, despite being exposed by James Randi. The 2020 election results were accurate even though many believe they weren't for absolutely no other reason than Trump told them they weren't. Homeopathy. Naturopathy. Traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Indian medicine. Acupuncture. Organic food being better for your health. One of them is still a current frontrunner for Republican nomination for president, so I say that's a big one. Huge, even. Peter Popoff. The divine voices he heard, were actually his wife using a radio. He's still selling his miracle water. The entirety of Fox News. They literally won a lawsuit by claiming that no reasonable person would take them seriously. Tulips in the Netherlands in the 16th century. There was a point at which one tulip bud cost as much as a good house. Trump, Tucker Carlson, Oral Roberts Jr., Joe Rogan, RFK Jr. Huckabee. I could go on, but you get the general idea. Every religion. Except the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. May you be touched by his noodly appendage. Sean King. Lately, he's been using shock journalism to grow his following during the Israel-Palestine war. Donald Trump would be the obvious first choice, right? He's been a well-documented fraud for decades. Ugh, It's crazy how some frauds still manage to keep a following even after being totally called out. People have to admit they were duped. They follow because they can accept they fell for something. Gregor McGregor tricked a whole bunch of people into moving to a fake country in Central America. That dude that went to prison for fraud for Fire Festival. He is out now and wants to try again. The Uluru people. Well, any pyramid scheme leader, at that. Elon Musk. Rachel Hollis. Alex Jones. Over and over, and yet the white supremacists just keep funding his grift. Trump. He's already on the losing end of a fraud trial and still has a big following. Annette Wakefield and his complete bullshit about the MMR vaccine and autism. Pretty much anything that comes from American national intelligence. Is Sean King still relevant, or did we all just agree to ignore him? The Liver King guy. Not sure if he still claims to be natty though. I just came here for all the lame ass political tribalism takes. Why isn't Trump in the 2020 election denial? Top comment. Gwyneth Paltrow. Probably the most popular of the frauds.